Hey, hello, hi, hey everybody, thanks for listening to the Fate of Isen. I'm Brad, and this is the third episode of Book 2. I'm very glad that you've chosen to join us. If you're new to Isen and you like what you hear, make sure you drop us a review somewhere, like Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Podchaser, or wherever you listen to podcasts. Every review helps us grow and reach more awesome listeners like you. Or just get in touch with us on Twitter, Facebook, or Instagram, those are all at Fate of Isen, to let us know that you're enjoying the show. This episode was live streamed on our Twitch channel, that's twitch.tv/Fate of Isen, on Wednesday 28th of September, New Zealand time. If you missed it, but want to make sure you catch future streams, make sure you're following us there, and also on those socials that I mentioned just a moment ago. Okay. Super quick recap before I hand you over to DM Jules. Last time, our 4 new heroes visited Lakeside Hospital to try and help Hamlet heal his diseased leg. They all got super creepy vibes from the staff and left feeling more than a little unnerved. They met a woman named Destiny who told them that their next mission will be revealed by attending a concert by the mysterious touring band called Caaaaaaves.
Hello everybody! Welcome back to Fate of Isen! How have we been? I missed you all! 2 weeks is too long! I don't like it. I love you here with me. I wish I could give you all a big hug, because that's how much I love you all. So thank you for joining us today. If it's your first time visiting Isen, welcome. And for all the Faties who are returning and coming home, welcome back again. It's good to see you again. We are a Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition podcast made by a bunch of Kiwi comedians from Whanganui Atara, that's Wellington, Aotearoa, New Zealand. We kōrero paki, we tell jokes, and we have a whole lot of fun along the way. We've got a brand new story. I should stop saying that because, we've been doing this for a few weeks now. But we are in our 3rd episode, which is very exciting, and I would like you to introduce, you, the audience. I would like to introduce our players here today, and I've got them sharing something a little bit special about mental health and self-care. So I'm going to go first today, just for something different. I am your Dungeon Master, Jules. I think that sometimes just having a really long shower is good for self-care, just standing there, feeling the heat, feeling the love of that warm, beautiful shower. It's just a good time, and I make sure that I do that every now and then. Not all the time, or my partner would kill me on the power bill. Kasha, do you want to tell us who you're playing, who you are, and something that you love?
Hey, hi there. If you can hear me out there, my tip for self-care is a huge bowl of ramen. If you can have ramen, they sell it in boxes in the supermarket for $5, and you heat it up and your life is transformed. And that is Granny's advice. Hello, I'm Kasha.
Apparently they didn't hear anything I said, so that was cool. Because it's really hard to look at things and look at things and look at things. So, hi, everybody.
Can they hear you now?
Apparently they can hear me now. So, I don't know what happened, but they couldn't hear a thing that happened before. So, we caught all of that on podcast. So, I guess you'll just have to go to the podcast and listen to that. That's a good reason to
That's
download
how we get
us.
Oh, podcast exclusive.
Yeah, that's a good reason to go download
shiny.
that in a week or so when that releases. So Wednesday is Fate of Isen Day. Today is the stream. Next Wednesday is the podcast release. If you're not into that schedule, every Wednesday it's something Isen. So that's exciting. Okay, so Kasha, you did the thing. I will do mine later. Severin, would you like to tell us about who you are, who you're playing, and your tip for good mental health?
Hello, everybody. Hope you're doing good. Hope you're doing well. I'm Severin, stand-up comedy. I also play the musics, which is a good... that's a good mental health thing, is learn an instrument and then put a lot of pressure... No. My real answer, my non-joking answer is 2 words for you. Duvet, cocoon. You get your duvet, your warmest, fluffiest duvet you can find. If you can't make your own, store-bought is okay. And get as much snacks and like a perimeter ring around you so you can just jet your arm out to grab. And then you basically just vibe. And that's all you gotta do. Back to you, Jules, in the studio. Oh, I'm also playing Dexter Clementine, who's a human punchy boy. Back to you in the studio, Jules.
In the studio here with Jules, I'm very excited to introduce you to two more of our amazing Fate of Isen players. I'm going to shoot it over to one of my personal favorites and longtime friend, the other Jules.
It's me. I'm Jules Daniel. I play Bradley. I confuse myself because I only put the last name down, but that's fine. Bardley is what we want to go by anyway, because if it's too close to Brad, then we'll just be pumping up his ego. My self-help mental health tip is to go and get therapy. And that's really all you need to do. You just have to. The best self-help mental wellness check you can do is go and talk to someone about it if you're having an issue, and make it a professional and not just like some hookup that you're talking to. This isn't from personal experience, definitely not. Anyway, get help and look after yourself.
Love it. I love it.
Also eat.
Also eat. Yeah, eating is important.
Yeah, you're probably just hungry. I feel like most of the time you only have one emotion, and it is hunger.
And I am hungry
Back to you, Jules.
for more players in Fate of Isen. So hungry to hear about our last amazing cast member. Let's throw it over to Finn.
What's up? Keeping the energy up. My name is Finn. Just a little update on where I'm at. I'm currently adding to the long-standing tradition of D&D players by moving back in with my mom. My self-help tip, other than doing that to save money, is the free alternative to therapy, which is going outside, getting some sunlight on your skin, and getting the warmth in. And honestly, truly has helped so much this year, realizing that sometimes I do just need to go outside. I'm praying and playing Hamlet Brockflower, who is a big beefy fight man. Back to you in the studio, Jules.
I love that I am in a studio. I have a mixing board in front of me. It feels very appropriate. So we have an exciting game for you today. We have Caaaaaaves back again. We finally found out what Caaaaaaves means, but it hasn't stopped us from asking it like a question, because it turns out that's how to say their name. Caaaaaaves turns into a band of bards. And they are currently doing a sound check warm-up on the stage. We found out that after we visited the hospital, and Nurse J revealed a very secret under her robe of a badge there. And you met Destiny.
Secret fan.
Secret fan. She had a little badge under her hood. Nurse J did.
Right.
Yeah. And Destiny...
It's coming back to me now.
Who you met on the ferry as you were trying to get away from the creepy hospital, as you so named it. And Destiny was on the ferry coming over for a Caaaaaaves concert. And she filled you in that she was here to win. Which, of course, made...
Mad Smack.
Yeah, which made Granny slightly more interested in attending a concert, because if there was something to win and there was something to be violent about, then Granny was in, which was, surprising to us all, but we're learning. Granny likes violence.
What old woman doesn't like violence, Jules? Answer me that.
Yeah, what is childcare in the 70s other than violence? Sorry. Trigger warning.
So, Jules had a go at drawing the Caaaaaaves Caves logo.
Oh.
So you,
I
unfortunately,
thought you mean I was so confused. I was like, no, I didn't. I'm so sorry. Was I
Jules
supposed
likes to talk
People
about
like
herself
that.
in the third person, which is also very confusing for Jules. But no, I've had a go at drawing our caves logo. It's a very bad attempt, but I'm not an artist. I usually get other people to do that. So we've got our caves logo there, and that there is a bunch of people in this square vibing, chilling out, talking to each other. Some of them seem to know each other. Some of them seem to have arrived together. They're all, some people are wearing the same merch. But on every single one of these various races and ages and adventuring looking skill, people that have gathered here in the square waiting for the concert to start, you can see this logo, whether it is embroidered into an outfit, tattooed onto the skin, on a pin badge. You start to actually notice these wee little cave symbols all around the square. People just waiting for this to start. As you can hear in the background, 1, 2, 1, 1, 2, 1, 2. No, I told you, it needs to be beefy. No, sort it out. 1, 2, just up on a stage.
Right, Bardley's like, wow, these sound pretty beefy, you guys. These bars sound pretty beefy, boys.
Super masculine, yeah. That's sort of... Can I just check at the crowd? Is there a certain, like trends, like fashion trends? Just want to gauge the demographic we're dealing with.
Yeah, I want to know what the punk aesthetic is for this small town.
Yeah.
They seem to have their own punk subculture with an icon. So what's the visual aesthetic that goes along with the music that there always is?
Exactly. Fashion is a big part of punk culture.
Yeah.
Fashion is a big part of music.
Yeah, it is. So, Jules, deeply and intricately describe the fashion choices of this group of people.
Okay, well, it's somewhat practical. What you're looking at here is combat boots and actual heavy jackets that look like it could protect you from the weather. You're seeing straps and buckles and anything that would be able to attach things to or wrap things around. What you're looking at here is actually a bunch of practically capable adventuring type gear. Some of the people look a little bit uncomfortable wearing it, but it's like they want to fit that look, right? So they are strapped up in studded leather, because they've heard that's what adventurers wear, and they're all excited to wear that, even though they're not really wearing it well, or they've cut pieces out of it that you're like, you could get stabbed right there. Why would you do that? But they've taken the concept of armor and holsters for weaponry and all of that kind of stuff and made it into their own fashion aesthetic. Yeah.
They're LARPers. It's worse than I thought.
Nice.
Yeah, it's very laughing.
How do they react to us, presumably in adventurer gear, actual adventurer gear?
Yes,
Or
there is
monk robes.
Yeah.
Well,
There is a little bit for those of you who are carrying actual swords and anything that looks like a obvious weapon. So monk quarterstaff.
My boy helmet.
Yeah, monk quarterstaff, not so much. Frying pan, they're not really looking at that. They don't see that as a traditional weapon, I
No
guess. Sorry,
respect.
Granny Sabinka. But, for Hamlet walking around with a big old greatsword on his hip, it's sort of more of a, double take as they're looking at their tiny swords that, when you look closer, are not always real. So it looks more like wooden swords painted with a metallic paint in some aspects. A lot of it is just about posturing more than it is about actual adventuring.
Are we getting any condescending looks? Because I would like to be insecure.
when you go to the Ren
In a
Fair and people
violent
judge your
way.
outfit.
Yeah.
High school,
I mean, give me
Exactly like the Ren Fair.
Yeah, give me some either perception check or insight check or whatever you want to do. What are you interested in with this crowd and what's happening here?
What sort of smells we picking up, Jules?
No.
What smells?
You know it's bad. You know it's bad. There isn't any other way for it to be.
Well, I just want to
There's no
see whether or
running
not
water.
these guys are using natural
There's no
deodorants or. I don't know. They might.
They are.
They seem pretty good with their
And
hands.
that is the problem.
Pretty resourceful. They've built their own swords out of various woods and dyes.
Or they've commissioned them.
Or they've commissioned them from local artists.
Yeah.
Support your local.
I just rolled a 13 on perception, and I am looking at for young people who look like they don't think I'm young enough.
Yeah.
All of that stuff.
I mean, there
Ageism.
is definitely a few young people that look very ageist, like kind of roll their eyes when they see you and sort of laugh behind hands and sort of joke to each other, and you do hear a little bit of trampled as they're kind of talking as you're walking past. But there is a couple of grannies around, but they are much more heavily armored, a little punked up. Like, there's one granny there and she has got like flowers all threaded through her hair, but in a way like quite sharp flowers and stuff, so it's like all sticking up, so it's sort of like her hair looks more like it takes up a whole lot of room, but even though it's got like flowers and crochet through it, you know.
Oh man, these grannies are so cool.
Yeah.
I'm gonna remember those grannies.
There's a couple of them there, and they definitely give you like, you know, the caves symbol, you know.
I was so worried about what you were doing there.
There's a gang sign for
Caves.
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 Yeah, that's why I was like, is that a new gang sign I don't know about?
Yeah.
Just for the people
they
listening
give
at
you a
home.
little-
This cupped C upside down is
Yeah,
the
like,
gang
you're-
sign for
you're-
caves, apparently.
yeah.
A
your
lowercase n.
thumb and pointing finger just kind of yeah all together. Yeah.
This is
Just
quite
cut.
hard to do.
Yeah, they give you the little
Just a cheeky.
symbol. There's one lady who holds up her hand. You're not sure if it's just arthritis, but she's got her fingers all kind of, you know, gnarled up.
That's how it started, actually.
Yeah.
One lady was like, "Oh, the caves."
I've been doing the cave sign for 10 years.
Yeah. But, you know, so some people seem like they're actually dressed to be here, and some people look like they're dressed to pretend to be here. Like,
Poses.
Can I please do a cheeky investigation of the stage to see if there are any weird buttons or like compartments or any kind of trickery
yeah,
going on?
absolutely.
For the listening audience at home, I have no modifier to investigation, so it is a straight roll. That's a 9.
9. Okay. Well, I think you're probably quite distracted by these giant stones that are taking up the stage. They seem to be placed on either side of the stage, to the left, to the right, and at the front. They are just, you know, almost obelix-y looking stones. So like tall and pointed and large and all one piece. But
Hot.
yeah.
That is
and
very
they're
funny
just-
that we asked what everyone was
Blue and
wearing
white
before we
pants
asked
and-
what the stage looks like.
Yeah. And they look kind
Aesthetics
of...
before visual
Yeah,
background.
We'll
they
get in
look
there.
kind of out of
Thank you.
place, right? Because there's a bunch of people sort of checking them every now and then, like putting their hands on them and then, you know, talking back to each other, and there's a lot of checking going on. You're not really sure what that is with the role that you had. Don't really know what they're doing, but you are quite distracted by these things, which is probably, you know, what happens to you and why you don't see too much else going on. Yeah.
That's going to be my follow-up question. Are they hot or are they cold stones?
I thought you were talking about the band.
Oh, I know the band's hot.
They're
You're
cold
into
to
rock,
the touch,
sorry.
but they are very sexy.
They're beguiling. I get that.
True pansexual.
You can reach out and touch them, and they do feel warm and a little bit like they're vibrating just softly, like not a lot, but it's like a hum almost.
Again, I'm going to need clarification if we're talking about the obelisks of the band. Can we reach out and touch the band? Are the band
Reach out and
vibrating?
touch the band. No, you're touching the rocks.
You can, but you're not allowed.
You're not allowed.
Is there a
Touching
sign
people
saying don't touch
requires
the band?
consent, so
That's true.
Please do not feed the musicians.
And you haven't said any words. Jules,
yes.
I'm a musician in this. So one might suppose that I kind of know how to scout out who's sort of in charge of a music
Oh, like who the manager
scene.
is?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, what's going on?
So
Is that really how it works?
I can roll for that if you want.
yeah, like let's roll, I guess, a
Wrangler.
performance or a history if you think it's like, oh, this is stuff I've done in my past, or
You know, I'll do performance just because that's higher.
yeah.
And I perform while I look. I'm like, ooh, I'm doing acrobatics and all kinds of stuff.
Just all kinds.
All kinds of stuff. Does someone want to roll for me? My thing doesn't want to work.
Sure thing. What's your modifier?
Oh,
Plus
I
six.
just I've seen on D&D Beyond your roll.
Oh, did it do it?
Yeah,
Did it do it?
you got a 7.
Just tell me, because mine's...
Okay, because trust me, you do not want my roll.
So you got a.
Did I get a 1?
You got a 1.
Yeah.
Oh, that's spooky. I also rolled a 1, so there was no escape.
Fated
Fated
to this.
from the beginning.
So Badly, there's
The fate of
a.
Isen.
It's just a weird, cold tingle that completely distracts you and makes you forget what you were doing. There's nothing else. It's just like a weird, cold wind shiver down your back or something. It's not a lot, not enough to distract you too much, but just like, oh, what was that? Did the weather just change?
It's Hamlet blowing gently against your neck. I'm kidding. It's not. I wouldn't
And
do that.
then you're like, what was I doing? You know, like
Consent.
so. But you do turn around,
Exactly.
and what you can see on the stage. So obviously, there's the people that are testing instruments. There are people talking about walking around these stones. There is a dude with a clipboard who seems to be pointing at things, and then there is a closed wagon behind the stage that you can see that the door is closed off, and there is very clearly some kind of person guarding the door right now as well.
Absolutely, I need to go talk to Clipboard Man, right? Like, that's... I, like, motion to the rest of the gang, and I'm like, hey, Clipboard Man.
I'm like,
And
wait.
then wander over.
I roll up my sleeves and crack my knuckles, assuming that this is a fight.
No, I'm like, I try and hold them all back. I'm like, wait, I have a superpower. I'll get you that guy. And I walk first, if I may.
I'm gonna touch the rock one more time and then slowly make my way over.
Yeah, the rock kind of just sort of keeps doing its weird slight vibration thing.
It's calming. He likes the earth. It kind of
Makes
settles
sense.
him.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's probably speaking
that
to you.
sounds nice,
yeah,
actually.
and then you can wander over to this clipboard guy who's going, no, I told you. They need to be further towards the back. He always trips over them otherwise.
All right, I would like to approach the clipboard man, but looking very old and frail, and I'm not a fan of caves.
You can't be
And I
back
just
here,
like-
ma'am.
Sir, I am 90 years old. Just, can I have a rest on your step over here?
He's like, I know what Caves fans look like. You can't be back here, ma'am.
What's caves?
And he's like, everybody tries it. Are you actually trying to deceive him?
I am. I mean, I'm not a fan of caves either, so I don't.
Yeah, it's like, it's yeah. If you want to do a deception
I'm going to
roll,
deceive you
then-
into the truth.
Okay, I rolled a 6 altogether, which is
Wow, you guys
pretty
are
good, I
rolling
would say.
great today.
I know, but I look so frail.
With a 6, he gives you the long look with the raised eyebrow and just goes, mm-hmm.
Okay, can I try and whack him with my
Well,
pride?
before Granny
Okay.
gets us into trouble with the guy in charge of the punk concert,
I changed my mind.
Your hand twitches a bit, and then you just put a bet.
My reflexes are very slow. Sorry.
could I just cast Charm on him?
Yeah.
Great. It feels like the easiest course of action. You need to make a wisdom saving throw.
What does a 5 get me? Everybody's rolling great today.
Absolutely nothing. Well, at least it's like on both sides. Nothing.
Yeah.
You're charmed. You're charmed the house down. You're like, oh my gosh, these charming young adventurers have just approached me, and how wonderful they are.
Okay.
And I think it's me.
I've charmed. Oh, and you think it's you that's done it? Yeah.
Yes. I'll be like, see? Superpower.
That was mighty impressive, actually.
The guy with the clipboard goes,
Thank you.
you know what, alright, it wouldn't hurt any if you just sat on the step. You're not gonna be here when the band needs to use those, are you? You look like a nice old lady who wouldn't put me into any trouble.
No trouble at all. My lackeys over here, they would also like to rest around, maybe inside. It's starting to rain, I think, and we're very tired.
Well, Caves is in there.
Oh, they're lovely boys. All my grandchildren are lovely, lovely boys. Are you boys?
Yes. Uh-huh.
Yes.
Absolutely. Thank you, Granny.
Yeah.
Men.
We have pie.
I like you.
I do what I
lot.
can.
I would love to put you inside. I really would. But you see, Caves is in there. You can rest in my tent, which is just over there. You're welcome to rest.
Are you telling me that we haven't charmed them enough to let us in with the band? Because I feel like
you can, Bartley, I think you could probably maybe figure out what's going on here if you roll, I don't know, an insight or a. What else do you want from me?
I've completely lost my train of thought. Where was I? My insight is -1.
Okay, that sounds fun.
But you could net 20.
Okay.
No pressure.
10.
Yeah, I think with a 10, it's not hard for you to figure out. This is a traveling band of bards. Their stage manager
No.
might already be affected in some kind of way. So even though he likes you and seems to want to do you a favor, it's like he's already kind of committed elsewhere, you know what I mean? So he's, yeah.
Inside of him is 2 wolves.
Yeah.
Charmed by us and then
I think what we need to
charmed
do
by Caves.
is we need to convince him that we're a band to get his interest.
Leave it with me.
Go off, King.
I like that the not bard is going to step up and do this. I love it.
Excuse me, good sir. What was Michael? Was it
Michael? Yes,
Michael?
I'm the one who mics and then calls. So Mike call. Yep. Mhm.
Michael. Excellent. That was completely a guess. That was crazy. Absolutely insane that I managed to get that. Anyway, Michael.
You did well, boss.
Can't you see that we're not here for the Caves concert. We're just simply another band passing through town. We just wanted to stop by and say hi to our friends on our way through. Obviously, even a fool could see this. Michael, you moron.
Yeah, they call me that all the time. They do. So you must be friends
we
of
know,
theirs.
we-
They're always calling me a moron.
Exactly.
This is great.
Yeah, you idiot. You idiot.
Yeah, they want to.
We call it. We joke about you in all of the arcane group chats that we have going.
Calls. It's not even my name, but it's just what they call me. Oh, this is great. I'm gonna go get them.
Excellent. We'll follow you then. Yes?
Yeah, they'll want to see you.
Excellent.
Moron, so funny. And he wanders off and he seems to be talking to the person who's guarding the door of this closed caravan. And the guy looks confused but shrugs and lets him through because
I pull an okay sign to everyone else.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thumbs up back.
I caves back.
Oh,
Yeah.
I had to double caves.
A cautious but
So I looked-
optimistic cave symbol.
Dexter looks like a weird crab right now.
We need to come up with our own
that's
gang
normal.
sign, otherwise they're not going to think that we're a band.
Well, maybe if we made ours
We could
like
do
the
this.
tips touch.
What
Make
should
the
I...
tips touch? Oh, it's like the caves, but they touch, so it's like
Yeah.
a 0.
So
Yeah.
we're saying whether we're zeros?
Or some kind of fruit vegetable, maybe?
I mean, they touch with each other because we're a group, so we'd always be pulling the symbol together. So that little cape, like you can even do it.
Exactly.
You could do it like
So we
that,
put our
maybe.
hands in the middle.
Oh, like,
So like a
Yeah,
big
if you're really
0.
clear with it.
or we could like
Or a
form
heart.
a chain, right?
Or an
As
8.
you guys are standing there, I have this image in my head of all of you just doing hand signals and just like meshing in your fingers together. So like there's a whole lot
Moshing
of just
in the mosh pit is
Moshing?
out of
Apologies.
no. Moshing is out of style. We're meshing.
We're
meshing
meshing.
gang style.
Yep. So there's a whole lot of meshing going on as you see this head pop out of the closed caravan. Looks like a half-elf female,
I
and
waved.
she
A little too
pops-
enthusiastically.
Yeah, her head sort of pops out. She's got like this, this flat side where like her black hair is all pressed down on one side, and then she's got short, blonde, spiky hair on the other. And it's very clearly all made to be spiked up in that moment. She looks at all of you, and she seems to be looking back into and she's shaking her head and shrugging like,
I lean over to you all and I'm like, nice, a bisexual will be good.
I stride forwards and go, "Hey, what is that? What's going on, my friend?"
Wait, we're so sorry we've woken you up. It's obvious you've been lying in bed and your hair is a little bit out of symmetry. And I lick my hand and I try and like get to her and like smooth it
she
out.
moves back, but like instantly the guard steps in to be like, no touching of Tammy.
No touching.
Maybe you shouldn't granny right now.
Tammy and I are close friends. It's for me. Remember me, Tammy? you know, it's me, the Hamlet. You know, it's your lover.
She like the whole time has been giving you a frown, like waiting for you to say something that makes sense, and then
Your lover from another mother. That's
her
me.
eyebrows just
One would hope.
all the way
Oh
up
dear
on that
lord,
laugh.
one would hope.
She's like,
Hamlet doesn't do
Hi,
improv.
Hamlet.
Listen, just because
You-
you're white.
she's,
What is that supposed to
you
mean?
look forgettable, but I think I would still remember somehow if that were true.
I will ignore the slight on my appearance, even though it does hurt. I'm Hamlet. We met way back in a few cycles ago. There was a town. I don't remember it because we got wasted. You probably don't remember either because you were pretty out of it. You know what I mean?
This is not sounding good.
Hamlet, what did I tell you about positioning people when you're drunk? We've known each other for a day, but still.
You all the time, Granny. Is Granny. Right. Well, we thought we'd just stop by, say hi. We were passing through. We're going to the
Hello.
next town over. We've got a big concert, like 8,000 people going to that one. But good luck on this little thing that you're doing here. It seems very impressive.
Can I ask a question? To what end are we talking to this character again? I feel like are we
just-
supposed
please-
to be getting something from her? I feel like
that
I have no
Hamlet
idea.
has
what's-
gone in there with
Yeah.
no plan.
I would
I'm
like
just
to remind
assuming
everyone that if
someone
we
will cut
need
me
to
off.
convince people, here I am.
Okay.
I cut.
And she just leans back into the caravan and she's like, Fike, I think you've got groupies. Like, I don't know these at all, but one of them's
Groupies.
carrying a loot, so maybe I don't know, man. But can you deal with this? I've
Yes,
got
I'm a
like,
bard.
warm-ups
These
to
are
do.
posers, but I'm musical.
Tammy's like, I stick around for the concert, I guess. And she kind
We
of,
might do. We're very busy, you know.
Yeah, she walks.
I am so sorry about them.
She walks back in, and you can hear her going, weird, and then like just like practicing, you know,
Vocal warm-ups.
but really weirdly out of nowhere, just you know, like just practicing different like sounds and things, and this really tall dude walks out, all just legs and arms and lankiness, and goes, I got groupies. And like, it's because his head kind of has to duck out, you know.
I mean,
off the thing.
I'm a lackey. Is that close enough?
Hey,
Fike, my man.
Fike, yeah, Fike Mala. That's me.
Hey, Hamlet, you know, me. Your
Nope.
closest compatriot.
Not at all.
Anyone, whenever you please, feel free to step in.
It's kind
he-
of fun. It's like watching a car crash in slow motion.
He pops his head kind of further out, and he's like, "Oh, sweet strings."
That's what we're called. We are the Sweet Strings.
He's like, "Weird, not you, that one." And points at like Bardley with his kind of like with his head.
Oh, thank you. This is my little loot. Frick. Hickety hick. It makes noises, and I definitely have it on me, right? Oh, look, it's right here. Oh my gosh.
It's a paired.
Not in tune, which is just, but it's an instrument, so I, like you, am also a band person and a muso, and I just have this, and I pull out the poster that I tore down of Caaaaaaves, and I'll be like, look, we got given like a bunch of missions to do, and like we were sent over here and found this. Can you help us out?
Oh, you come for the
We need
challenge.
some direction.
Oh well,
Yes.
we're up in like 15. Tammy gets a bit fussy about her voice. She's all like, "Oh, I gotta practice." Okay,
wait.
If you're listening
I
to
know.
it before,
Wait.
but yeah.
Wait. Fike. Just pretend, because obviously, you know, some of my companions, they're a little bit need a little bit more explaining. Just pretend we're stupid and we don't know anything. Like we're like from a different realm or something, and just explain to us what the challenge is.
You might have to try really hard
Well,
to
I
pretend
can't-
that we're stupid.
I mean, I can't, even to a fellow Lutus, you know what I mean? I can't tell you what the challenge is, because that's kind of the thing. Like, we go on the stage and we perform a couple songs, and then we drop the challenge, and then everybody kind of like goes and does
So
it,
not-
and then like
Not
the
knowing
ones
the
that
challenge
aren't,
is part of the challenge.
yeah, and the ones that aren't really here for the challenge kind of stay to see the rest of the set out, but like some of the people go off and do a thing, you know. It's kind of how we work.
That's cool. So when you announce the challenge, we just be like, yeah, us.
Yeah, you just kind of go do it.
Oh, okay.
Usually it's sort of like a first person and get it done gets the thing, you know?
Fight, win. Got it.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
What's up
Gets
with
a
the
bit crazy,
stones on
so
the
like
stage?
watch yourself, you know. Sometimes people go like way too hard, you know? But like it's fun. It's a job, you know, it's good.
That 9 to 5.
Yeah, well, I mean, you know, Tammy does most of the work. I just kind of play the lute in the background. This is good, you know?
Nice.
Oh, hey,
Stick
you are
to-
just as much a part of the band as Tammy or any other member of Caaaaaaves. Don't
Yeah.
you listen to them.
And all the things Tammy said to us before were totally unfounded and untrue. I can't
Oh,
believe
she
she'd
called
even say
me
those
an
things.
idiot again? She does tend to call everybody an
Moron,
idiot. It's fine.
I think, as well.
Moron. No, that's usually my calls. But, you know.
Classic Michael.
So, I think my pal just wanted to know a bit about the rocks as well. Like, what's up with the
Yeah.
with the big obsidian stones?
Oh, sweet. You want to know about the rocks?
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's the
They're really weird.
They're not weird, man. They're awesome. He's like,
Okay.
Tammy! And she's like, what? And he's like, I'm gonna go take these band. And he kind of looks at you like with a question.
Sure, man.
They haven't seen the harmonized rocks before. And she's like, don't you let them break them. And he's like, I won't let them. And he like closes the thing and he pulls out his fancy loot. It's all black with like all this different sort of engraving and on it, symbols and lots of cave logo in different ways. Yeah, and he pulls that out, kind of slings it over his shoulder, and he's like, come check this out, it's really awesome. And he's like, Mike, we're going on stage. And he's like, they're doing sound check. And he's like, I am sound check.
Yeah, shut up, Michael. You moron. Shut up. No one asked you, Michael. I got a high five, everyone.
Moron.
Michael, I think you're a cool guy.
Also, sweetie, your hair is out of order. Try and put it down. It's really not good. And I go.
I assume no one high-fived me, so I take my hand down.
Fike definitely did not. He's like,
Yeah.
man, there's no need to be like that mean. Like, he runs a really tight ship, you know?
Nah,
Yeah,
man,
you
dude's a moron. I put my hand up again to high five.
And I hand you one of the job notices from the notice board. And put
And
that
I
in your
take
hand.
it.
I'm like, is that what you want? Lackey.
Thank you.
No, thank you.
My, the lackeys have turned. Yeah, so he
I want you to
wanders
know
up
I'm
the
still
stairs.
very much not a lackey, and you are mine. Anyway.
Yeah, he wanders on stage and he kind of steps around. He points out places to like step around, like don't step on that and look out for that. And, you know, he seems to move kind of seamlessly as there's people walking around this stage and they're setting up like other lanterns with big colored things in front of them. And yeah, there's a lot going on this stage still. But he walks over to the rocks and he goes, can you feel it though? Like, feel it.
It's all jiggly.
Yeah, and he lets everybody, he like gestures at everybody to put their hands on it so you can all give it a go, basically.
Oh my gosh, I can feel it. I can feel
Yeah.
the love tonight.
Yeah, and he's like, okay, so check this out. And he's like, Michael, plug me in! And he goes, all right, hang on. Eddie, plug him in! And it's like, this kind of stuff going on. And there is just a dude that walks out in robes with like music notes all over them. And he goes, I got you. And he seems to like cast his hands and he's like saying some words or whatever. And he's casting towards Fike's guitar and then sort of throws it at the stone. And you watch that happen and you see like this energy kind of shimmer over the stone. And he just goes, good to go, Fike. And he's standing there and he's like, let me know how it sounds. And Fike goes, all right. And he goes, you might want to step back a little bit. You ready for this?
I'm okay, thank
And he's
you.
Like,
I'm
he's
okay.
like real excited
I
about
step
this.
forward.
And you can see him like turn up a dial on his lute, like he just cranks it, and then he just goes, and what happens is from this stone, it just vibrates outwards, and the noise like thrums outwards. It's like those of you who would be familiar with something like thaumaturgy, it's like taking sound and amplifying it in a rather large way, and it's grabbing from his lute and pushing it and making it this big, deep, bassy sound.
Oh, like when you take your phone and you put it in a bowl.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So it's the same sound. Like,
What is a phone?
yes, standing right
An analogy.
next to... Yeah, standing right next to the lute. You can hear the sound coming out of the lute, but it's a lot quieter, and then you just see it just thrumming out of the stone. And the crowd that is gathered in this square, it gets all, like, hyped and excited, and they're all like, Caves! Caves! You know, like, woo! And they're like, oh my god, that's Fike! And there's, like, a little rush to the stage as people realize it's actually Fike on stage. Like, testing now. It's not just some rando testing equipment.
I assume they're talking about me, and I bow.
And he's looking at all of you like...
Oh my god, that was amazing. Oh, I love that. I want one.
He's like, yeah, Tammy organized these. She sorted some wizard or something to do some spell enchantment thing to them and makes them do this. And Eddie just kind of like turns it on. No, Eddie didn't do this. We just hired Eddie to come around. He all he knows is how to like make it go, make it stop.
That's all you need, Eddie. You believe in yourself.
Yeah, so he'll walk you through how it kind of works. He calls them thrumstones.
Can we see Destiny from the stage?
Can we see our future?
No, can we see the person Destiny?
Yeah.
Yeah, can we see our future? Yeah, Destiny is in the crowd, yeah. But Destiny has formed a little, like, seat cross-legged at the front of the stage and is, like, chewing on some rations and things right at the front. Like, looking a little bit more like she's waiting for the thing she is here to wait for, you know? Like, the rest of people are sort of amped and excited and there with their friends, and it's like
as
a group
opposed to
trip.
everyone else who is
Yeah.
waiting for something that they are not here to wait for.
Oh, the bad wording. Thank you,
I'm just kidding. That was very mean.
But you're right.
This is all the years of me DMing and people criticizing the way that I describe things coming back.
Hit me
and
with it. I
I'm
love
very
it.
sorry.
I
I'll
love
force
it.
it down again.
No, don't ever. I love it. Hit me with it. Hit me with your best
Okay.
shot, as we say. But she looks like she's quite seriously waiting.
Can I hop down and just sit right next to her?
Yeah, you can.
I do love sitting cross-legged. I have to say, it's
Yeah.
like peak sitting.
Yeah, I'm going to sit cross-legged right next to Destiny.
I also want to sit down and wait for the
I try and sit down. I try and sit down next to them, but it hurts my hip, so it takes a long time. But I am trying really hard.
I like the idea that, like, Granny gets finally down and then, like, Tammy bounces on stage and she's like, are you ready? It's like, oh, God, I have to get back up now.
I also like how none of
That's
us
what
help
happens.
you. We're just like, well, that's Granny doing Granny.
Yeah, it's
I don't want to get hit.
I mean, I wouldn't accept any help.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You gotta
That
know.
frying pan would.
Right,
You gotta know when to hold
I
'em.
offered to hold the frying pan for her, but in a like, like not in a demeaning
Like
way,
it's
just
a-
like a,
like
I'll
it's a
hold
chore.
this. Like it's just like, you know, your
Well,
friends
I-
hold your stuff for you.
I needed to support myself as I sit.
Well,
and
okay,
stand
so
up,
never mind
that
then.
would be. Yeah.
You try your best.
But you don't succeed.
So, yeah.
And that's legally all we can sing of that song.
Before we get strike.
So,
What we did this accidentally.
after
That wasn't
Granny
a song.
takes 10 minutes or so sitting after you've finished talking to Fike and about his guitar, he mucks around on stage for a bit longer setting up, and you can watch him kind of go through paces as he messes with his own lute, restringing and tuning and all of that, making sure it sounds right. And eventually, yeah, all the light has sort of gone down around town now. It's like they've set this so it is darker, and just before they come on, these lanterns light up. And so they've gone around and turned them on, essentially. And they've lit up with these coloured, like, see-through, like, filters on them, so that it's all different coloured lights all over the stage. In a non-magical kind of way, like in a permanent way, so that that's just happening. And seems to be a guy that is at the back of the stage with a bunch of like strings and ropes and stuff, and he's just kind of pulling them, and they're just like going up and down and all around, and yeah, he's just doing a bit of that in the background. And so there's coloured lights sort of all over the show, and then
Oh my god, who needs CrossFit? Holy dang.
yeah, and then you see
I'm your
Mike
freestyle
calls,
dance teacher.
Rave cave, rave cave, rave
Yeah.
cave. Fortnite.
You see Mike calls, he grabs Eddie's like fist, and Eddie just kind of makes a fist like this and points it outwards, and Mike calls go, are you ready for Caaaaaaves? Everybody's like, woo!
Yes.
And then there's a big push towards the front of the stage where you're sitting, so you find yourself like kind of jostled quite a lot
Oh.
as people are.
Hey man, that's too much. Can we enjoy this calmly?
Just Dexter being like, hey man, and then someone just going, woo! Right in his face.
Very, very loud.
I have to agree, it is kind of a lot.
And there's just somebody going, Caaaaaaves! Just screaming in a high-pitched voice. She's
Oh
just
yes,
like,
this feels like lunchtime in the nursery. I don't like this.
Yeah. And so you see Tammy bound out on stage. She is wearing something uber sparkly, so when the lights are all moving, she's just like lit up. And then you see Fike and the lights hit him and he's doing big old power pose thrum, of his loot and stuff. And then you see there's another ludist that you didn't meet, and as he does his, it's like a really deep rumbling noise that comes out of the thrum stones. And then the lights kind of hit the back, and you see that where these piles of other stones were set up before with like pieces of metal kind of set on top of them, you realize that was probably quite purposeful, as there is a dude sitting there and he just sort of pounds out on these stones, and they don't sound like rocks, they sound like more hollow than that. And they give all these different sounds, and then he just crashes on these like long pieces of metal. Yeah, so you can see that. They just burst into their first number, and it's energetic and it's pounding, it's thrumming, and people are like throwing themselves like sweaty almost against you. You can feel the hype of everybody who has been waiting here for this concert to begin. It feels very strange because you're looking around the rest of the market and it's not like this place is like crammed full, right? There's like maybe 100 people here. It's not that many when like grand scheme. So these concerts are still small and they're still quite intimate, but the people that are here are really intense about being here. So as you're at the front of the stage, you're kind of crushed into the front, but you could easily move to the back and just still see everything.
Can I try to crowd surf backwards to get away from
You absolutely can.
the hecticness at the front?
Yeah, you can roll me an acrobatics, maybe, if you like. Let's see how this goes as you try and crowd surf the people here.
Here goes nothing. That is an 11. To keep the streak of average rolls going.
I think 11, you do manage to at least get up, and like maybe one or two people pass you, and then the third person's like, what? No. And you just kind of, it's not like you get dropped as such, as so much as people are just like, no, get down, what are you doing?
Not cool, man. We had a vibe.
Yeah.
What you really need to do is grab like one of us and then ride us like a surfboard.
But then they'll drop you, and then we're both in the predicament.
But they'll hold us. It's just...
Oh, it was personal. Oh, my mistake.
Well, you dress like a monk at a punk concert. Like, no one's gonna...
No one likes a monk and a punk.
I don't know if that's true, and I feel bad for saying it.
Yeah.
Bardley is straight thrumming. I'm just
Nice.
thrumming along.
You just feeling it?
Joining in,
Nice.
I might pluck my loot a little bit. I might just like as we're going, I might be like, oh yeah, when you try your best, but you but you're out of blood weed. When you go to the caves, but you don't know what that means. Yeah, and just like something like that.
Nice. Yeah, so do you want to do me a performance check to see how that goes,
Yes,
and if anybody
always.
notices while you're strumming along?
10. 10 again.
10. Yeah, I think there's a couple of people who are like into it, and then other people are just like, shut up, we're less in a caves.
Just
I was going to say, you're
Just
playing
like
music
real
at a
life.
music show. Like
Yeah.
if someone was doing
You
poetry.
are.
and I pull out a little like business card that I've manufactured. I'm like, hi, I'm Brad Bardley. Here's my info. You can get me at event. Like even if they hate me, I'm just like passing them out.
Yeah.
Always on the hustle.
Nice.
You gotta. This gig economy.
You gotta.
I'm doing
After this-
adventures. I don't even know what a advent is.
Hey.
Let
What's,
alone how to
What do
cure
the cool
it.
grannies do?
Yeah,
The
what's Granny up
calendar?
to?
What is Cool Granny doing?
No, what the cool grannies we saw
right.
before.
Are you wondering what they're doing?
Are they? Yeah, because I want to do what they do.
Yeah, so more towards the back. They're not right up in the front. They're just kind of in that back looser huddle. And they're sort of, jiving, bopping, into the music, just feeling it, just moving a little bit. The knees are not moving heaps, but, they're into it. But they also seem like they're waiting still. Yeah, you can see that there's this is cool and, they're cool, but yeah, get on with it. Towards the back, there's a little bit more of get on with it, as well as at the front, there's Destiny is it's very weird standing next to Destiny. Let's just put it that way. She's looking up and she's like, but she's also she's like, yeah, one more song. Yeah, one more song. And then you can see her plotting her exit, Yeah.
If we egg on the challenge, we're just like, why are we waiting? Start banging some forks. I don't know where the forks come from, but
I'm gonna go amongst the cool grannies, and I'll pretend that I'm one of them.
Challenge.
So you can either give me a persuasion roll, a deception if you are trying to pretend to hang out with them, or a performance roll if you're just trying to pretend to act like one of them. Which one are you feel like?
Oh, I want a fitting in roll. What would that be?
So a persuasion roll to convince them that you fit.
I literally just really want to be friends with them because they look really cool.
Yeah.
Freaking hell. 8.
The punk granite. Oh.
Yeah, they kind of...
I'm just really
what is it with today?
Yeah, they give you a look.
D&D
They look at the fry pan. They kind of nod at the fry pan like they get it. Unlike anybody else at this place has ever got it, but then they kind of look you up and down and they obviously don't see any cave symbols or anything like that. You're not wearing traditional adventuring gear. You're wearing quite traditional Skirrick cultural clothing. So they're like, she's just kind of pretending to fit in here, So they're like, yeah, we don't hate you. You can hang with us, but you're not one of us,
you're a bit of a poser.
Yeah.
Yeah. I can tell.
Yeah, and I imagine Hamlet is
disappointed.
You've got only mainstream bands. Weak.
Yeah, I imagine
the
Hamlet
fun fact
is
about being wrinkled is that Granny's super hurt, but the face doesn't really reflect anything.
No one can tell.
It folds
it's
into
like
the wrinkle.
queen at the end. Yeah. Because it's not as plastic. Anyway, I'm pretending that they are totally buying it. Because fake it till you make it.
Yeah. I was just going to say, I imagine Hamlet's doing something similar down the front, convincing everybody he knows the band or something.
Oh, yeah. 100%. I'm being like, Fike's actually a pretty cool dude. We toured back in but also because the music's so loud, no one can hear what I'm saying.
Yeah, everybody's just like...
Yeah.
Yeah,
so actually Tammy and I, we used to have a thing. That was crazy. We met a few cycles ago, tried out. Yeah, it's just nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing is coming out.
Yeah.
And in the back, I'm like, apple pie. Baking.
Trying to bond with the grannies.
Yeah. Hard candy, am I right?
It's so similar, the looks that Hamlet is getting down the front with yeah, cool, yeah, I'm here for the concert, to the ones that Granny is getting from these old women as well, apple pie, here for this, so it's that kind of a vibe. And then you see Dexter kind of get dropped in the middle of the crowd and stand back up again. And then down the front, Bardley's pulled out a loot and people are telling Bardley shut up. You guys are spread amongst this crowd.
I'm I don't know that song.
Horribly.
I don't know, shut up.
Yeah, all doing horribly. And the song that they're playing comes to an end and Tammy steps out. Yeah, Tammy steps out in the front and she's like, and now the one that you've all been waiting for. And there is a glimmer that goes across the stage. Just a shimmer of something as she steps out and she projects her voice in a way that she has not done previously. And she looks slightly more otherworldly than she did before, more beautiful, more, fey, more fierce, So you're all kind of seeing this, like, change happen as she starts to sing. And the words that are coming out about a song about an apothecary who's out of a herb called perspike, and she is
God,
saying...
I hate it when that happens.
Yeah, so she's basically singing a song about
So
how
the other day I
badly...
You ever know
went to the
that feeling
apothecary.
when you guys, you ever been?
But it's
You ever
singing,
been to
right?
They're all out of
Apothecary.
Spike.
And they're all out of pump spike.
Yeah.
They've
So
always got
she's-
heaps of word blog. But no, herb
Jules,
spike.
They
What's
never
the
got them.
deal?
And then when you go in and you're not even looking for it, it's right there. Why not
right
just have
there.
it in stock the whole time?
It's outside the store. Just go in and grab it.
You guys are too funny. I can't concentrate. Okay, so...
Funny haha or
jokes.
funny peculiar.
No, both. But I love you
Both.
all
Why not
equally for both.
Oh, que no los dos.
She's singing
You're
a
trying
song
so
about...
hard to keep going.
I know, because we're
Children.
over time. So she's singing a song about perspike and how they're out, and how perspike
Classic.
only grows in the deepest and darkest of forests. And she starts naming Persephone Forest. And as you're listening to the song and you're thinking about how great the song is, and the emotions of, oh no, we're out of that herb, and the deep dark forest, that's terrifying and scary, like you're connecting with the lyrics of the song and the emotion of the song, but you also realize that she's actually talking about a herb that you know and a forest which is very nearby.
I say all of the best art comes from truth.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
as she's singing this song, it like grabs everybody, and there's a weird kind of motion to the crowd now. Before, they very much look like individuals reacting in their own kind of way to the song and what was happening. Now they sort of all are sort of swaying in unison. Roll me a wisdom saving throw, everybody.
Oh no, with the rolls this session.
Very wise.
My wisdom is still -1, so this will be fun. Highest roll I've got in all game.
Okay.
-23, because I'm very old and wise.
Nice. Granny gets a 23. What did Bradley get?
15. Yeah, 15.
Okay.
I had to
Hamlet,
figure
what'd
out
you
what
get?
16 -1 was for a second, and that was hard.
A 4.
Oh, Hamlet. Okay. And Dexter, what'd you get?
I'm feeling pretty good about my 13 right now.
Oh, yeah, 13's alright. So Granny, Bradley, and Dexter, you feel the song grab you in that way, but you're able to kind of shake out the worst of this, like, grab at you, like, how awful it is that he's out of Perspike, and how terrifying the forest is, but how you have to go there anyway to go get it. Like, that's how you feel, right? Like, and then you're like, wait, what? Like, it's a song. I'm not gonna, like, go chasing off after this thing. Hamlet, the need to go and get Perspike from the very close Persephone forest is grabbing at you. It is building within you. Like, as the song comes to its crescendo, its last chorus, its big moment, and it's all crashing down, and she's doing that long last scream of rock scream about, like, the forest and its darkness, the song kind of doof doof, and that, like, silent moment sort of spills out as everybody goes, whoa, some of the crowd turns instantly and starts running in the direction of Persephone Forest, and Hamlet, you're with them.
I book it.
Is this the challenge?
Yeah. And that's
That's
the end,
the end
of
of
this
this episode.
and then silence for a second.
You ever finished an episode?
You ever finished an episode? You know that
And you're all out of
every time,
time.
and then you all say it at the wrong time. Right, this.
Y'all ever do a 3-part harmony?
Thank you so much to all of our Fadies for joining us today on our Caves adventure. We absolutely hope to see you back here again in the stream. Thank you to our Fadies whose support helps us keep the lights on over in Isen HQ and makes Fate of Isen Discord a beautiful place on the internet to be. So I want to do a big shout out to Alex White Robinson, Irene Cucci, Laura Christine Goodwin, James Blyther, Sam Malcolm, Lauren Flake, Kai Jerome Faust, Kai Dearlove, Rihanna Kovalsik, Ben Edwards, Victoria and Gavin Porter, Daniel Nichols, Bachelor Katarina von Plumperset, Squish the guy who doesn't talk on an audio-only podcast, Alexandra Litkites, Andrew Evans, Danny Holman, Caius the Fox, Dakota Shemansky, Andrew M, Waffles loves you and hopes you have a good day, Jared from the Indie Film Review Podcast, Ezekiel Tabarelli, The Gamatron, Christian H, Dusty Gamers ADHD, Disturb 1NZ, Lyndon Hood, Tim Ailey, Erica Jane, and Stephen Horn. We love you all very, very much. Thank you so much to all of our Patreons who we could not do this without.
See
Stay
you
beautiful,
later.
people.
Bye.
We got to go.
Time for us to go.
Do zobaczenia.
See you later.
Holy statistical anomalies, Batman! The dice gods have definitely decided that this group of heroes should be hilariously incompetent at every turn. So, Caaaaaaves has finally hit the stage and left their audience literally spellbound. Poor Hamlet, though. First the rats left him diseased, and now the band has him mesmerised. Will that guy ever catch a break? What will happen to Hamlet and the rest of that mindless crowd? Will they venture into the dark forest to retrieve the missing herb? I guess we'll have to find out next time in episode 4. Okay, that's it for this episode. Thank you very much for listening. We will catch you next time. Bye-bye.